When Trooper Gabe Monroe wakes up in the morning, he doesn't pour coffee, he pours adrenaline. Buckle up, because today he's serving justice at 140 miles per hour with a side of PIT. On November 27th, 2024, the Grant County Sheriff's Office requested assistance in an active vehicle pursuit involving a black Dodge Challenger speeding northbound on Interstate 530. Trooper Monroe responded without hesitation and joined the high-speed chase.
On 30, speed to 120, light traffic.
Trooper Monroe closed in and initiated a pit maneuver, but the attempt was unsuccessful, prompting the pursuit to continue. Seconds later, Monroe closed the gap once more, this time at a blistering 140 miles per hour, and executed a precise textbook pit maneuver. The vehicle came to a stop on the left shoulder of Interstate 30, pressed against the concrete barrier. Monroe immediately observed the driver swing the door open and take off on foot, leaping over the guardrail and continuing his escape. The registered owner of the vehicle, who was seated in the passenger seat, refused to cooperate and deliberately withheld accurate information that could aid in identifying or apprehending the fleeing driver.
Hey, we got one on foot down here.
One on foot, on your shoulder traffic.
On March 4th, 2024, the Saline County Sheriff's Office requested assistance in an active vehicle pursuit. Trooper Monroe intercepted the fleeing vehicle on US 167 near Spring Lake Road and swiftly took over as the primary unit in the chase.
Adam 11 is primary. Going for TVI, stand by. We're still 67, TVI, just out the woods. Roll over. Central start private.
11 Little Rock, I'm 2-4.
Following the pit maneuver, the vehicle veered off the south shoulder and overturned, ejecting the front seat passenger during the violent rollover. Moments later, the driver climbed out and took off on foot down a gravel road running parallel to the highway. The driver eventually surrendered and was taken into custody by Saline County deputies on multiple charges, including fleeing and traffic violations. Meanwhile, the ejected passenger was transported to St. Vincent Hospital in Little Rock for medical treatment. On May 16, 2025, the Sherwood Police Department requested assistance with a pursuit involving a black Dodge Ram on JFK Boulevard near Interstate 40. Upon joining the chase, Trooper Monroe observed the driver cut through the median and merge onto I-57 northbound from I-40. The suspect then accelerated rapidly, reaching speeds in excess of 100 miles per hour.
I'm coming up front.
During the pit maneuver, the driver tried to counteract the spin by sharply accelerating and steering against the direction of rotation in a desperate attempt to maintain control. The effort failed and the truck plowed through a ditch before crashing into a chain-link fence. The driver exited the vehicle and immediately surrendered, followed by the female passenger who also gave up without resistance. Sherwood police took both individuals into custody, charging them with fleeing, driving while intoxicated, possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute, driving with a suspended license, and reckless driving. On April 9, 2024, the Little Rock Police Department requested assistance in a high-speed pursuit of a stolen vehicle heading southbound on Interstate 430, approaching the Bass Pro exit. Trooper Monroe swiftly responded to the call and joined the chase, ready to assist in bringing the situation to a close.
Attempted a TBI, approaching Otter Creek.
The suspect continued past Otter Creek Road, where Trooper Monroe seized the opportunity, closed the distance, and executed a successful pit maneuver to disable the fleeing vehicle.
TBI right here at Chateaus in Otter Creek.
Get on, please.
The pit maneuver caused the vehicle to rotate counterclockwise and veer off the north shoulder of the roadway, ultimately coming to rest facing southeast. Officers from the Little Rock Police Department took custody of the suspects, who were arrested without further incident. The driver was charged with fleeing and reckless driving. On January 21, 2025, the Little Rock Police Department requested assistance in pursuing a stolen Nissan Armada. Trooper Monroe promptly responded to the call and joined the pursuit.
Alright, we're going to be taking the primary.
We're on third.
Good TBI to interstate. Stand by for another day, dude.
In less than 10 seconds after intercepting the pursuit, Monroe closed the distance to the Nissan and executed a precise pit maneuver, bringing the chase to a swift end. Officers from the Little Rock Police Department immediately ordered the driver out of the disabled vehicle and took her into custody without further incident. She now faces multiple charges, including grand theft auto, reckless driving, and fleeing from law enforcement. On July 6, 2024, the Arkansas State Police were engaged in a high-speed pursuit of a red Chevy Avalanche. Trooper David Calvert made multiple attempts to execute a pit maneuver, but each effort fell short. Just minutes into the chase, Trooper Monroe entered the scene to assist, escalating the intensity of the pursuit.
Approaching Broadway and Broadway.
I'll hit him again.
You're right. Not yet. It's got flat tires, so it's kind of hard to spin it, but it's doing about 40 miles an hour. Light traffic.
I'll wait till we get
40.
Yeah, wait. Is that him here?
Turning south on the Broadway Bridge, and 55 go ahead and TBI into that wall.
Watch this car first. Now do it.
What?
Now. Wait.
Now?
No. Now. Down.
TBI into the wall now.
You gotta get deep. Deep. Four.
At this moment, Trooper Monroe joined the pursuit and swiftly took over as the lead unit in the chase. Monroe executed a precise pit maneuver, successfully disabling the fleeing vehicle. The driver was promptly taken into custody without further resistance. He now faces multiple charges, including possession of a controlled substance, fleeing from law enforcement, driving with expired tags, and operating a vehicle on a suspended license. On July 4th, 2024, while conducting a routine patrol along the interstate, Trooper Monroe spotted a Dodge Charger Scat Pack that had been reported stolen. Without hesitation, he activated his lights and sirens, initiating a high-speed pursuit. The pursuit escalated to a blistering 135 miles per hour when one of Monroe's tires suddenly blew out. Despite the dangerous blowout at such high speed, Monroe managed to maintain control of his patrol vehicle with impressive skill and composure. Trooper Anthony Goins quickly stepped in and took over as the lead unit, maintaining pressure on the fleeing suspect while Monroe worked to get back on the road and rejoin the pursuit. Goins executed a well-timed pit maneuver on the Charger, bringing the high-speed chase to a halt and preventing the vehicle from fleeing any further. In a surprising twist, the passenger calmly exited the vehicle and casually walked away, while the driver bolted from the scene on foot, attempting to escape capture. The driver continued to flee on foot, weaving through traffic and terrain in a desperate attempt to escape. Moments later, Trooper Monroe rejoined the pursuit, closed the distance, and delivered a textbook tackle, swiftly bringing the suspect to the ground and taking him into custody. After conducting a quick search of the vehicle, Trooper Monroe discovered a Glock 19, equipped with an illegal switch, converting it into a fully automatic weapon. The driver was arrested without further incident and now faces a long list of charges, including fleeing, battery, theft by receiving, criminal use of a prohibited weapon, and reckless driving. Following a thorough search of the area, the passenger who had casually walked away was not located. The driver remained uncooperative and refused to disclose the identity of the fleeing individual. The stolen vehicle was returned to his rightful owner, sustaining only minor damage. From high-speed pursuits to precision pits, Trooper Monroe doesn't just enforce the law, he owns the road. If you enjoyed the action, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let us know which moment had your adrenaline pumping. Until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, and don't run from Monroe.